Orion B. Gleason was born April 10, 1914, in Oregon City to Turner and Flo Gleason, Orion being the oldest son. It fell his responsibility to help support his family. It was the Depression era and jobs were not to be found. Money was scarce and life was sheer survival. He had become attracted to a girl by the name of Laura Bell Judd, who was in the same situation, needing to support her family, but eventually, on February 19, 1938, Orion and Laura Bell were married. To this union, 3 children were born: Joanne, Turner, and Jeanette. Orion had quite an aptitude for business. He operated a small farm with a few dairy cows, built a chili factory on his property, and sold chili to a restaurant in town. Worked 3 service stations, with the last one being specifically built just for him, and he could operate it as he saw fit. Therefore, this station was not open on Sundays. Also, if you purchased a full tank of gas, Orion would give out a loaf of homemade bread as a thank you, made by Laura Bell. They worked as a team. Without the one, you would not have the other. In 1949, Orion, feeling called to the ministry, moved the family to St. Paul, Minnesota, purchased a 2-story house, and made 4 2-room apartments out of it. Orion's family of 5 lived in one of the units, boarded 3 Bible school students in one of the units, and the other units were rented to other families going to school in St. Paul. In 1952, Orion graduated from ABI, but Laura Bell, too, had graduated from 3 years of hard labor as a dressmaker, cook, bottle washer, keeper of children, and the house in very tight quarters. But they all survived. The house was sold and everything packed up, for the Orion Gleason family was going home. In the fall of 1952, the family moved to Albany, Oregon to start a United Pentecostal church. He purchased a big house that could be used as a church as well as a living quarters. Orion sold fuller brush door to door to help keep food on the table while trying to grow a church. Eventually, the house was outgrown and the little congregation rented the Moose Lodge and later a dance studio up 2 to 3 flights of stairs until our own church building could be found. Moved to the house because Moose Lodge was too cold. The little church building purchased was at 230 East Pine Street and is still a United Pentecostal church to this day. No more setting up chairs, taking down chairs, cleaning up trash left behind from other people. The foyer of the church there today was our whole auditorium. A very nice church has been added on and stands still as a witness in Albany, Oregon, co-pastored by Dennis and Nathaniel Johnson. Orion's youngest daughter, now Jeanette Vidon, remembers her father wanting to purchase living quarters across the street from the church. Orion and Laura Bell were operating a rest home across town, but Orion wanted to be closer to the church, and in due time, living quarters were for sale across the street from the church. However, the day he went to sign for the sale, the lady said she had changed her mind and was not going to sell. Jeanette remembers being devastated by the news, but Orion very calmly said, "It's okay, honey. I asked God to throw a monkey wrench in this if it was not his will." In about 2 weeks, he was asked to be president of Concor's Bible College, which would entail a move to Portland. That was a blessed lesson that has lasted a lifetime. Trust God for his will is not necessarily what we think we want. Orion was elected Northwestern District Superintendent in 1963 and president of Concor's Bible College in Portland, Oregon until 1966. He remained Northwestern District Superintendent until 1965, when the Northwestern District broke up into individual districts, each state being their own district, and Orion became the first District Superintendent of Oregon. Being both Superintendent of the Northwestern District and President of CBC, his main goal was to be in touch with the people, not only the school, but also the district. At this time, he had 5 states to cover and decided to take a summer to travel and get in touch with the people. He had a Volkswagen Bug and planned to get his 6'2" frame in there, along with his wife and daughter, a saxophone, accordion, and a bass viol, and all the luggage needed for a 3-month trip. He figured out a way to strap the bass on top of the Volkswagen with a strap around the neck, which was fastened to the hood of the car. Needless to say, it was quite a sight. Packed in the car like sardines, they traveled for 3 months to encourage the churches with music, fellowship, and the Word. Jeanette said the one thing about their music together was that Dad played by ear and Mom played by note. Mother was always trying to find printed music, while Dad would just whistle the tune and expect us to start playing. Orion's music ability was very much a gift from God. He had only one music lesson on the sax, and that was the scale. Orion Gleason became ill with multiple myeloma, had to give up his position in 1971, received cobalt radiation for his cancer, and eventually went into remission. Not wanting to waste any time, he became pastor in Newport, Idaho for approximately 9 months before the disease resurfaced with a vengeance. Orion Gleason's life was one of giving with no resentment. He lived the same principles in whatever service he was called to do: food business, service stations, rest home care for the elderly, pastoring a congregation, president of a Bible college, or superintendent of the Northwestern District and later Oregon. He lived what he preached and desired to bring glory to God in all of his life activities. That which was within came out through his actions. He passed from this life in July 17th, 1973. He fought a good fight and kept the faith and has gone on to receive his reward.